morning, everybody. First of all, I'd like to share with you a conversation I had with my mother, who happens to live in upstate New York, Jefferson County, along with my brother-in-law, who's a New York State trooper. And in the course of the conversation, she mentioned that he was working down in New York City. And I thought, why is he working down there? So she said that after the mayor had a falling out with NYPD, they had asked for extra help down there, not only from extra patrol, but also some National Guard. So I want to take a look at the timeline of events to bring us up to date on what this conflict was. So July 1st, 2014, Bill de Blasio was sworn into office for New York mayor. So in his 2013 campaign, he had run on the promises to end the stop and frisk practices, which was the beginning of putting a strain on a relationship between NYPD and the mayor. These practices, NYPD say, contribute to the decrease in crime, although others feel like it's racial profiling. De Blasio has a mixed-race family, and his outreach to the black communities helped him win 42% of the African-American vote up against in the Democratic primary, up against an experienced black candidate, against former city comptroller Bill Thompson, as stated by an article in Time. So July 17th, a 43-year-old black male, Eric Garner, was resisting arrest, and in the process, he was put into a chokehold by an officer, and as a result of that, he did die. So, which brought about a lot of protest and unsettledness. Again, August 19th, Michael Brown dies after a conflict with an officer, fueling the fire of more protest at that time. So the death of Mr. Garner caused a lot to claim that NYPD used a lot of excessive force, although he was a very large man and there was 5 to 6 officers trying to apprehend him. So on December 3rd, moving forward a few months, the grand jury decides not to indict Officer Pantaleo, who was the officer who actually applied the chokehold to Mr. Garner. Now this just fueled the fire for more protest. We saw it on our televisions. It was going on all over the country. Now, not only New York City, but all over, between Michael Brown and Eric Garner. On that same day, December 3rd, de Blasio makes a public statement about a conversation he has with his biracial son. As reported by Alex Altman of Time.com, de Blasio said, and I quote, "I've had to talk to Dante for years about the dangers that he may face. A good young man, law-abiding young man, who would never think to do anything wrong, and yet because of the history that still hangs over us, the dangers he may face, we've had to literally train him, as families have all over the city for decades, and how to take special care in an encounter he has with police officers who are there to protect him." Now, he made this statement in a plea for calm, trying to make it relatable because of his biracial son. Now, he was speaking on the agitated relationship between young black males and the police. Many saw this as a betrayal, and an already strained relationship with NYPD. All of these incidents just escalated. So, as Roy Kelly, former police commissioner, told ABC, quote, "Quite frankly, the mayor ran an anti-police campaign." So NYPD Union felt that de Blasio was putting the interest of protesters above that of the police. Moving forward, December 20th, officers Rafael Ramos and Wei Jianlu are shot in an unprovoked attack and killed in the line of duty by Isabel Brinsley. So Brinsley came to New York from Baltimore specifically to kill police officers, and he stated this on social media, that this is what he was wanting to do because of the incidences between Garner and Brown. On this same day, NYPD turned their backs as Mayor de Blasio walks into the hospital where the officers' bodies are taken. December 26th, a plane is spotted overhead with a banner flying behind it stating, "De Blasio, our backs have turned to you." On the next day, December 27th, the funeral for Rafael Ramos takes place. And again, NYPD turn their backs on the mayor as he gets up to speak. January 4th, the funeral for Wei Jianlu takes place. And again, NYPD turn their backs again on the mayor as he speaks. So, how do New Yorkers move forward? In an article by the Associated Press, it states that most New Yorkers don't approve of the police officers turning their backs on de Blasio, and of a comment made by a union leader who said the mayor has, quote, blood on his hands. So a poll finds 69% disapprove of the silent funeral protests, and 77% thought the union leader's comment was too extreme. In conclusion, it seems that there's still a city divided. Not only a city divided, but a country divided. This timeline of events took place over a relatively short amount of time, so we can only hope that time will help heal the brokenness we still see that is affecting our whole country. Anybody have any questions?
Would you happen to know if they've seen an increase in crime with the police? Are they having blue flu or?
I spoke to my brother-in-law just yesterday morning, actually. He just returned from New York City. And he would not be too specific on a lot of different things. So I can only assume that they're asking for extra personnel because of this, because of the unrest, because there may be more crime. I don't know. So not only to ask for extra personnel from other parts of the state, there was mention of the NYPD maybe not doing most of what they were doing, like the stop and frisk practices where they're stopping people kind of regularly. Maybe they're not doing as much, which they say has contributed to a decrease in crime. He wasn't very specific and wasn't a whole lot forthcoming.
Oh, okay.
So, anybody have any other questions?
Any other questions for Delisa?
What's the title of your?
I'm sorry?
The title of your current event?
Why NYPD turned their backs on Mayor de Blasio.
Any other questions? Thank you so much, Delisa. Let's give her another hand.